Hi everybody, I'm guessing you're absolutely devastated there's no SATs going on this week, so don't you worry, I've come here to cheer you up with some long division problems where for some bizarre reason somebody desperate to share things like pet food or cereal. Okay, here's one problem. I've got some breakfast cereal. It says, how many 35-gram portions will I get from 1.6 kilos of cereal? Well, first of all, you think, what's 1.6 kilos? That's actually 1,600 grams. So what I'm actually going to be dividing is 1,600 by 35. Now, I'm going to use the short division algorithm, but you know how it works from class. I'm not going to count my full 35 times table. I'm just going to count the first few multiples, see if it's useful. So double 35 is 70, double that's 140, 35 at 70 is 105, 140 at 35 is 175, 175 at 35 is 210, 210 at 35 is 245. Let's see if that does fit the job. Okay, so 1,600 divided by 35. How many 35s will go to 1,000? Okay, can't get any in there. So I carry this value into this column. How many 35s go to 16? None. Carry that value over here. How many 35s go to 160? 1, 2, 3, 4, with a remainder of 20. The remainder goes in here. And now look at this number is 200. How many 35s go to 200? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, not 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 200 subtract 175 is 25, which is my remainder. I'll express it as a fraction, 25/35. Now here comes the answer to the problem. This is a calculation, but the problem says how many 35-gram portions. Well, I'll actually get 45 of those portions with a bit left over. The bit left over is not a full portion. So the answer to this problem is actually 45. Now let's try some ourselves. Take a look at these problems. How many full 45-gram scoops can I get from 1.8 kilos of dog food? How many 65 milliliter drinks will I get from 2.7 litres of juice? I'm going to pause the video. Hopefully you go through these and have a go at them, and then we'll look at the answers together. Right, your first independent problem. Hopefully you looked at this and thought, well, 1.8 kilograms is actually the same as 1,800 grams. So you're going to end up doing 1,800 divided by 45. If you followed the division method, hopefully you realised that the answer to that problem does not have a remainder. So the calculation would have had the answer 40. And because there's no remainder, it means you'll actually get 40 of those 45-gram scoops. Let's look at your second problem. How many 65 milliliter drinks will I get from 2.7 litres of juice? Look at what you've got, have a think about it. 2.7 litres is actually 2,700 millilitres. So I could be doing 2,700 divided by 65. If you follow the long division method, you would have came up from the calculation with 41 and 35/65 if I express it as a fraction. Now that's the answer to the calculation. Go back to the problem. How many 65 milliliter drinks? You're going to get 41 drinks, but the remainder won't fill up the 65 milliliter cup. So it'll be 41 drinks. I'm just going to pop back to this one quickly before we finish. Do you know how you could check your answers to problems like this? Think, you've just been doing division. How could you check? Well, you could do the opposite. If you weren't entirely convinced of this, for example, what you could do is take your 40 and multiply that by 45. You'd be hoping to get the answer of 1,800. That's how an inverse problem can help us to solve other problems.